Welcome to Smart Okasan TV, your #1 top channel for the latest updates on Biafra news, things going on in Biafra land, and the hottest trends in entertainment. Here, we bring you breaking stories, deep analysis, and the inside scoop, all delivered with passion and purpose. As you are about to watch this video, try to like, subscribe, comment and share for orders to see.
Good day, and welcome to Biafra News Network, your trusted source for the latest updates from Biafra land and beyond. Let's dive straight into today's top stories. The United States of Biafra government, through its Foreign Affairs Department, has taken a major step on the international stage. Official communications have been sent to the governments of Denmark and Iceland, notifying them of the restoration of the Republic of Biafra's 1967 independence, achieved through a referendum. The USB government also formally introduced Prime Minister Simon Ekpa as the head of the sovereign state of Biafra. Both the Danish and Icelandic ministries of foreign affairs have confirmed receiving these communications, signaling a growing recognition of Biafra's renewed push for independence. In the United States, Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger has issued an official certification recognizing the United States of Biafra Republic government in exile as a domestic non-profit corporation. The document confirms that the BRGIE was officially incorporated under Georgia state law on January 5, 2025. This recognition marks a significant step in Biafra's efforts to establish its presence on the global stage. Adding to this momentum, the USB government has announced plans to open its headquarters on Connecticut Avenue in Washington, D.C. within the next few weeks. Meanwhile, Ambazonia is strengthening its diplomatic efforts with a strategic partnership. The Ambazonia Governing Council has engaged Moran Global Services, a respected law firm in Washington, D.C., with strong ties to President-elect Trump's team. This collaboration is expected to advance Ambazonia's push for international recognition as a sovereign state. Established in 2013, the Ambazonia Governing Council has been at the forefront of the Ambazonian independence movement, and this partnership is set to bolster its efforts in Washington. In a groundbreaking development, representatives from both the Biafra and Ambazonia governments have been invited to the U.S. presidential inauguration on January 20th, 2025. This exclusive invitation, typically reserved for heads of state and diplomats, highlights the growing significance of their decolonization efforts. Key figures, including BRGIE lobbyist Elias Gerasoulis and Congressman Jim Moran, will attend the event, presenting a unified front for Biafra and Ambazonia at this historic occasion. Back home, the Ambazonia decolonization forces have intensified their operations against armed groups from Cameroon. This escalation comes as the inauguration of President-elect Trump approaches, with his administration expected to impose sanctions on Cameroon for human rights abuses. The International Criminal Court is also investigating Cameroon for alleged war crimes in Ambazonia, signaling increased international scrutiny. The Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, BRGIE, Mazi Simon Ekpa, has issued a directive to Biafrans through his legal representative in Finland. He urged all Biafrans to align with the BRGIE government. This announcement was made during an emergency broadcast by the BRGIE Finance Minister, Honorable Ogechukwu Nkere. In the broadcast, Honorable Nkere stated that the Prime Minister has called for all Biafrans to uphold the BRGIE structure. The legal representative, speaking on behalf of Mazi Simon Ekpa, specifically urged the government formed by Dr. Ngozi Orabueze to return to the original structure established by the BRGIE. Dr. Ngozi Orabueze, the chief of staff of a separate Biafra government, has not yet responded to this directive. However, there is speculation that the announcement may be contested and dismissed. Reactions among Biafrans have been mixed, with some supporting the call for unity and others opposing it. Honorable Nkere appealed to Biafrans to set aside past disputes and unite under the leadership of Mazi Simon Ekpa. He also mentioned having a 30-minute conversation with the Prime Minister and assured the public that progress is being made regarding his legal situation in Finland. Additionally, BRGIE lobbyist Elias Garasoulis addressed Biafrans, calling for a renewed focus on the ultimate goal of Biafra's total liberation. This development highlights ongoing efforts to consolidate leadership within the Biafran movement.
We have a message from Finland. A special message from our Prime Minister. Our attorney visits him today, and he sent a message that I should deliver this message to Biafran people, accompanied by our CROC chair, Mazima, with the Biafra Republic government in Exile. That Biafran people, our Prime Minister still stand with the Biafra Republic government in Exile, that's the government he knows. That's the true legitimate government. He's not aware of any other entity or breakaway group or any other government form that he didn't sanction. So please, we are calling every Biafran, especially those on the other side. We are all Biafrans. We can disagree to agree as a people. We are not perfect. We make mistakes. Here in the United States of America, we have two political parties, Republic and Democrat. During their campaign for their election, they do have some back and forth. But at the end of the day, on Monday will be the swearing of Donald Trump will be the next president. You will see both parties come together and do the needful. Please, fellow Biafrans, listen to the Prime Minister that you used to hear his voice and believe in His Excellency Mazi Simon Ekpa said I should deliver this message. That if you know you are in Ngozi government, disease from that government, and Ngozi himself, they will pass this message to her to let her know she should stop everything she's doing. Okay, all right, is she coming out clearly?
Yes, she's coming.
It is. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Good evening again, sisters and brothers. Kedukime. My name is Marianne, and I speak in a position of Mr. PM civil lawyer here in Finland, and also his Finnish political advisor, which job I have been doing years already. And today I have special news for you, since I am delivering direct message from his own words, using his very own words, which I got to know today when I visited the PM directly, privately, 3.5 hours in the place he is held in custody. So his clear message is that everybody, every single soul, should fall back to the original structure of Biafran Republic government in exile. The PM is very aware that there is some organization other, but that entity or whatsoever entity should not be the place for Biafrans now. Only and solely the original Biafran Republic government in exile, what Simon self has laid up, and what Mr. Nkere is acting now as an acting Prime Minister. That is why, because the PM wants to show the world that Biafran people can govern themselves instead of getting into a fight between one another or between entity or another. Vice versa, that the Biafran people are capable of uniting themselves even stronger despite little differences there might exist. So specifically, the PM said that let everyone, sister and brother, on Madame Rosie Orabuese's list from the 6th of December 2024, which means her cabinet, should fall back to the original structure. And this may sound a little bit straight, but the PM is very straight man. And this is his organization and his will and his agenda, which he fights for. And he has so many things he wants to tell you and explain you. But now the solemn thing is that he wishes is that you people listen and take this seriously, so we are capable of fighting the Biafra good cause together and unite. This is the message I want to tell. And God bless you all. God bless Biafra.
Thank you very much, our APM. Greetings, Biafrans. And special greetings to our Prime Minister, His Excellency, Mazi Simon Ekpa. And special greeting to his attorney, our attorney, that just spoke to us. I think my message to Biafran will be different. It's a kind of appealing to them because our APM already said everything, almost everything, and our attorney, from the horse's mouth, we have heard from her. It's not that we are making anything up. This is the message from our Prime Minister, and this message is for all of us to come together and embrace the original Britain. That is the message. We are all fighting for one thing, our liberation, the liberation of Biafran people. So those people who think that they know something else, please come back. There is nothing else. Our PM now made it clear. Everybody should fall back to the original structure. That's the British, the Biafra Republic government in exile. No other government is recognized by anybody other than this very British. So please, I'm appealing to those people. Don't feel, I'm ashamed. I don't want to go back. I abused this person. I wrote something about this. I posted some, a kind of argument. It's not necessary. Don't think that way. We are still brothers and sisters. Come back. We want as quickly as possible to make sure that Biafra is recognized by the international community, especially the United States of America.
So greetings, everyone. I want to thank the acting Prime Minister and our chair for delivering this very critical and positive news that I think will provide great clarity and help us move forward. I want to express that I'm extremely proud of everyone in the Biafra Public Government exile. The leadership shown by the acting Prime Minister and the other ministers has been very inspiring in navigating a very difficult and confusing for many period of time. And I want to congratulate all Biafrans, including those who are here, for standing strong and resolute in a difficult circumstance. And so I want to express that I think the future is very bright, and I look forward to us getting past a lot of this very unnecessary and childish drama and begin focusing on much more serious matters. So I want to thank all of you for your leadership and your service, and I want to thank the Biafran people for standing strong, and know that I will stand strong with you despite the difficulties and headwinds. So thank you very much.
The detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has pledged 1 million naira to any Nigerian law student who can provide a legal precedent for granting a stay of execution in criminal proceedings after an acquittal. Kanu's legal team criticized the Nigerian government for violating court orders and detaining him despite his acquittal by the Court of Appeal. They argue that his continued detention is illegal and rooted in ethnic bias. The appellate court had ruled that Kanu's extradition from Kenya violated international laws and declared the government's actions as abuse of power. Despite this, the government appealed the ruling and obtained a stay of execution. Kanu's legal team emphasized his right to self-determination, asserting that his detention undermines the rule of law in Nigeria.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen of the press, What I said and what my two colleagues have said can be summarized as follows. One, recall that Nnamdi Kanu's case was commenced almost over 9 years ago when he was first arrested in Lagos. Recall also that he was then charged with offenses relating to his broadcast on Radio Biafra from his location in London. You can imagine what it means for someone to be on an endless trial that never really happens for almost 10 years and being detained without conviction for 18 months, initially from 2015 to 2017, and again for over 3.5 years from 2021 to the present day. This alone is a gross injustice of its unique kind. Two, it's also to be recalled that after Nnamdi Kanu was freed on bail, Nigeria's army levied these lethal attacks against him that drove him into exile, involuntary exile, from which he was also renditioned in 2021. And recall the decision made in 2018 by the African Union that everything that has happened to the IPOB from 2017 to that very date, and of course, much worse happened after. Recall that those things were declared illegal and unlawful, and as having violated the African Charter at a continental scale. Now, also, the same action, in particular, the prescription of IPOB in 2017, provoked or triggered the rush of litigation that eventually culminated in the ruling of the High Court of Enugu State, declaring that such actions by the federal government of Nigeria against Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB are unconstitutional. So the question to ask is this: why is it that the IPOB, being of Igbo stock, it is not us as legal team making allegations? We have rulings of the international community. In the same vein, we have rulings of municipal courts in Nigeria indicating that what is happening to IPOB is nothing more than an ethnic-driven persecution. 3, now having survived the lethal attacks and having survived this many years in enforced exile, and having undergone all these tribulations and travails, and having been renditioned, these actions, this very action of the federal government of renditioning Nnamdi Kanu triggered the international legal order. In July 2022, the United Nations Human Rights Council came down with a gavel that Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinarily renditioned, and that it was a violation of all canons of international law to which Nigeria is subject, and it recommended a generous compensation to be paid to him and cessation of his prosecution. That was ignored by the federal government. 4, it is noteworthy that on 29th June 2021, as indicated before, Nnamdi Kanu was arraigned, well, you can say produced in court, albeit secretly, through the back door, and presented before Honorable Justice Binta Morizala Nyako, who was aware that Nnamdi Kanu had counsel of record. The prosecution was aware Nnamdi Kanu had counsel of record, not us, his former lawyers. And the DSS was aware of the information of his counsel of record. Everything was on file. Yet Nnamdi Kanu, or the court, conducted hearing over the head of Nnamdi Kanu and remanded him to DSS custody without notice to his counsel, not to talk of presence of his counsel. This is a flagrant violation of Section 36 of the Nigerian Constitution. 5. When you fast forward to October 2022, when the Court of Appeal discharged Nnamdi Kanu, there was also a judgment issuing from the Federal High Court sitting in Umuahia, which had declared his rendition from Kenya as unconstitutional. It didn't stop there. It went as far as declaring his continued detention in Abuja as unconstitutional.
Thank you for staying with us on Biafra News Network. For more updates and detailed coverage, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Together, let's stay informed and empowered. See you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to Smart Okason TV show. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to keep the intellect flowing.